History remembers what happened, but it is shaped by moments when everything could have turned another way. A decision, a journey, a single moment. This is where we explore them. When history turned. I ordered spices online and it took 3 weeks to arrive. Is there a world where things like that are simply faster and more predictable?
There is a seamstress waking at dawn in the bazaar of Kashgar. Caravans unload beside her workshop. Bolts of silk and stacks of printed broadsheets arrive by camel within a fortnight. Coins accepted there bear marks from Antioch to Kaifeng, and a ledger in her stall is written in 3 scripts. The caravanserai has a steady roster of clerks who register consignments, a small clinic that checks travelers for fever, and a sealed passport system for merchants. The market runs on schedules, departures, inspections, payments. Trade here is as routine as the tide. In that city, the steady flow has changed daily life. Paper money circulates beyond courts into bazaars. Woodblock prints carry medical recipes east and west. A shipwright in Aden adapts a Central Asian sail after reading caravan notes. Local way stations keep clocks and ledgers. Merchants expect confirmations and receipts. Letters and small packages move with a predictability that reshapes expectations. A craftsman plans orders a month ahead because the road delivers on time.
That sounds almost like a regular postal service across continents. Who pays for the way stations and the guards? And how do they manage disease when so many people are moving?
The routes are funded by a coalition of regional powers that treat the corridors as public infrastructure. That coalition operates registries, posts of inspection, and standardized tolls. Health measures are pragmatic and procedural. Checkpoints monitor fevers, quarantines are localized and enforced with official documentation, and medical recipes travel on the same routes as goods. The result is trade, with predictable interruptions rather than collapse.
So, it is not that the road never has problems, but that the interruptions are smaller and more easily managed. When did that institutional arrangement start? Was it centuries of habit or a single change?
Before you answer, tell me which moment you mark as the bifurcation point. I will align the timeline to your context, and then we can trace consequences century by century.
The key moment is a summit between the principal steppe and sedentary polities in the mid-13th century. In that meeting, the ruling parties codified a transcontinental caravan administration, shared way stations, a unified system of merchant passports, and a mutual agreement to maintain routes as common infrastructure. Crucially, they also agreed protocols for public health at the post's record-keeping, isolation of suspect travelers, and the exchange of medical knowledge. That institutional decision underpins the continuity you described.
Technically precise, the divergence is not a single miraculous invention, but a sustained policy choice that kept the overland arteries open and administratively integrated through the medieval period. From the 13th century onward, continuous routes accelerate the westward diffusion of paper and printing, and the administrative exchange reduces catastrophic dislocation from epidemic waves. In the 14th century, cities along the corridors sustain higher population continuity. Craft networks remain connected. The 15th and 16th centuries see hybrid maritime and overland networks. Atlantic ports grow, but Central Asian hubs remain influential, and technological innovations flow in multiple directions. By the 18th and 19th centuries, industrialization follows a less Atlantic-centered pattern, with major manufacturing nodes distributed further inland across Eurasia. Today, goods and small parcels routinely move along high-capacity overland corridors, maintained as legacy infrastructure. Many supply chains are shorter and more diverse than in our reality.
In contrast, our reality shifted decisively toward maritime networks from the 15th century, concentrating some flows through oceanic hubs and changing patterns of colonization capital accumulation, and industrial leadership. The demographic shocks we experienced in the 14th century were sharper here, which loosened the institutional continuity that would have supported the kind of pan-continental administration I described. So to answer your first question, yes. In the alternate line, deliveries like that are generally faster and more predictable, because a medieval institutional choice created durable, regulated overland infrastructure. The single policy decision in the mid-13th century reshaped commerce, public health responses, and the geography of innovation. But it is also important to remember the trade-offs. Different vectors of influence, different imperial shapes, and different exposure to certain risks. The practical effect for a person buying spices is clear. The longer arc of political and cultural consequences is complex.
If this wasn't the only timeline you'd like to visit, subscribe.